It's now officially been over a year since we had the last unique legend heirloom in Apex. On the 19th of September 2023, we got Fuser's heirloom, and little did we know at the time that that would be the last time we saw a brand new legend get their heirloom. And here we are today with universal heirlooms, universal melee items, artifacts, prestige skins, recolors, and no new legend heirloom. So why has Apex stopped releasing legend specific heirlooms, and what does the future look like? Are they ever coming back? Well, in today's video, let's look at all of the future heirlooms that are currently leaked and the reason why Apex hasn't dropped an heirloom in so long. Well, I think the problems all started on January 9th of 2024 when Apex decided to collaborate with Final Fantasy and release the crossover event for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This crossover event saw new unique licensed items of the iconic rarity that were based off characters from Final Fantasy, which was really good, especially since the developers kept this under the radar and it was announced for the first time, and a lot of us were very surprised to see it, and it felt like a new step for Apex, and we were finally going to get these crossover events with other big games. But they kind of soured this event by making it a milestone event. This was a new type of event where you'd have 36 cosmetics to collect that you could only obtain through event packs that you had to pay an extortionate amount for to gamble for your favorite skins, and there'd be a less than 1% chance that out of those packs you'd get the reward that everyone wanted, the Buster Sword, which was a universal heirloom in Apex. So most players had to buy all 36 packs, which would cost them around $300 to obtain the first ever universal heirloom, which wasn't specific to any legend. It had some pretty basic animations that were pretty exciting at the time because it was the first time Apex had done this, but little did we know this would be the main reason that we don't see another legend heirloom for an entire year. Because no matter how people responded to this, a lot of people went to social media saying how overpriced this event was, but that didn't stop a lot of people from spending a lot of money on this new milestone event, and that was pretty obvious because from then on we got a ton of milestone events. We had the Void Raider event, which literally gave you a reward of a legendary caustic skin, but people still spent money on this event. We also had the Void Reckoning milestone event, which again, the rare reward was a legendary reactive havoc skin, and on March 26th we got the Shadow Society milestone event. Again, another milestone event where there was a less than 1% chance to unlock the brand new Cobalt Guitar. And at the time, the Cobalt Guitar was pretty basic. It was this new artifact, basically a universal heirloom with a new name, but they introduced the exotic shards, where you could customize the artifact like we know you can do now by adding some different effects and colors to it. They released all of the variants for the Cobalt Guitar, which was 5 different themes, which again, you'd have to spend tons of exotic shards that you can only really get from spending real money or buying the battle pass, and this would allow you to get those new variants. And well, it seems that Apex made a lot of money off this as well, because even though a lot of people hate the idea of these artifacts, a lot of people also still bought them. And since they're so expensive, these milestone events cost hundreds of dollars for any real chance of getting the artifacts, and it seems that EA credit this success to the fact that they're universal heirlooms, so they have very little incentive to want to keep releasing legend specific heirlooms when they've had a lot of success with these universal heirlooms. And now look at today, we currently have an event with the Serpent Sting, which isn't even an artifact, it's a universal melee item. It has one unique customization to it that you can buy with exotic shards, but it's just a random plain old heirloom that you can use with any legend. Honestly, the Serpent Sting could very easily have been any other legend's heirloom with a little bit of personalization to it, but they wanted to make it universal because it seems they just make more money. So what does the future of Apex look like? We've had quite a few things leaked from the game files, and we know a lot of heirlooms that are on the way, so let's take a look at that. On October 15th, in the Techno Terror event, we get the Pathfinder Prestige skin. It's called Apex Mecha, so it has this mecha theme, and it's this cool purple skin, but after seeing a lot of people's reactions, a lot of people aren't a big fan of this. Pathfinder's Prestige skin looks like this. Of course, it has 3 variants as it transforms. It also comes with a purple skydive trail and its very own finisher, where Pathfinder transforms into this flying robot and lasers you down. Honestly, I think it's pretty cool, but a lot of people aren't a big fan of it. So it seems like Apex aren't going to be slowing down the prestige skins, as they've been releasing one every season very consistently. So what comes after Pathfinder's prestige skin? Well, after the Techno Terror event, that should pretty much take us to the very end of Season 22, so we'll start a whole new season with new events, which means all heirloom types are good to go again, like a recolor. Bloodhound's Heirloom Recolor is looking to come out soon, as in the game files, there are now new animations for Bloodhound's Heirloom. Now, Bloodhound's Heirloom Recolor was leaked a long time ago, and we've still not seen it since, but at the time, apparently it had the Molten Lava theme, as you may be very aware, and these new animations indicate that we are going to be getting the Recolor pretty soon, and apparently one of these animations, as leaked by Hypermist, will have Bloodhound pull out Fuser's launcher, which is pretty cool, and I think it's about time Bloodhound got some better animations for their heirloom. And besides the next heirloom recolor, we also know that Alter should be getting the next prestige skin after Pathfinder, so that'll most likely come out in Season 23, which again is crazy to think about since Alter has just been released. There's also going to be, drumroll please, another artifact. That's right, Apex are cooking up another artifact, and it's now clear in the game files. You can see the Agnostic Karambit is the codename for the next one. And it turns out this Karambit style artifact will also have 5 customizable variants, just like the Cobalt Guitar. So it's going to have a bunch of themes that you'll have to upgrade with exotic shards. So the likelihood is this Karambit will come out in a milestone event in Season 23, and don't get me wrong, a Karambit is an awesome heirloom. If they do this right, I'm sure it will look amazing and will have super satisfying animations. But you know what? A Karambit would have been a great heirloom for Mad Maggie. People have been saying this for a long time, and in some animations, Maggie actually wields a Karambit, so giving her a cool, upgraded, customized Karambit with some personality to it and Easter eggs about the character's lore would have been incredible. But no, they decided to make a Karambit a universal heirloom. And to be fair, it does have its advantages. It would be awesome using a Karambit with every legend, but I still think Maggie mains are really being screwed over here since her character was released in Season 12, and it's been 10 seasons since then. And other legends like Vantage, Newcastle, Catalyst, Conduit, and Alter don't have their heirlooms yet, and people who main those legends are really getting strung along, especially since Newcastle's heirloom was leaked a long time ago. Like 10 months ago now, Newcastle's heirloom was originally leaked. It was supposed to be a long sword, then we even have images in the game files where you can see the supposed Newcastle heirloom, and we've still not had that in the game. But since this is showing up more and more in the game files, there's a chance that we do get this in Season 23, but honestly, with how Apex has been going, and the fact that they make so much money from universal heirlooms, I could definitely see this getting delayed even more. But also, the longer that Apex wait to release a legend heirloom, I think they know that they'll make more money from that legend heirloom when it finally releases. Because so many people just want a new legend heirloom, they're probably going to try and capitalize on that, release it in a milestone event, and make a lot of money from it. So it's sad really that Apex are ruining new legend heirlooms to make more money, but can we put it past them? And it's funny because people that work on Apex have addressed new legend heirlooms in the past and mentioned legends that were gonna have heirlooms that still don't. Like when I shared a concept of Maggie's heirloom being Fuser's arm, an Apex employee actually tweeted about it, saying they've also suggested Maggie's heirloom should be Fuser's blown off arm, which is awesome to think about, but also sad at the same time, knowing now that we just don't have that. But if any news does come out of a legend-specific heirloom, I'll be sure to let you guys know. But for now, you know what's coming up next, and it's not looking great.